It's a good one. It's absolutely a good one. Oh, I see someone requesting another retell of a story. Okay. Yeah, I think I've only told the story once before. It was also during a shiny hunting stream. It's been the Heart Gold Soul Silver one. Once upon a time, Jaden, Deanna, and I. You guys remember Deanna? She helped with a lot of the sets and the shoots for the big IRL videos. Also, just my old roommate. It was me, Deanna, and Jaden. We went and got ramen at particularly I think 2 p.m. And normally our friend group is kind of degenerate and hangs out later. So we were kind of like, what do we do this early? And I was like, well, there is an anime figure store around the corner. So we were like, let's go there at 2 p.m., right? That's a great thing to do. We walked over, and this is still like April of 2021, where things are just now being lifted up due to COVID. So, a lot of precautions are still taking place. We go to the anime store, and the bouncer outside of the anime store, yes, the bouncer, he turns to us and says, just wait a second, just wait a minute. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, we're at capacity. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, it's like, one, there's a capacity at the anime store. COVID, though, I get it. Okay, sure. And he was like, yeah, because COVID. I'm like, yeah, no, I get it. And then he was just kind of talking to us and just says like, yeah, sorry, it's really inconvenient. I understand it's annoying. And we're like, no, don't worry, man. And he goes, yeah, so anyways, can I offer you a beer? And I go, no, thank you. No, thank you, strange man I just met in front of an anime store. I'm okay. And it turns to the two women I'm there with, and them being women is important to the story, by the way. And then he's like, yeah, anyways, so you watch One Piece? And man, I love One Piece. But when you talk to someone else who watches One Piece as a One Piece watcher, you guys are bonded as soon as that happens. So I was like, nah, I've never watched it. And he was like, oh man, it's so good. It's he just stutters. It's like pirates, right? And they try to find treasure. And okay, as a huge One Piece fan, that's the worst description of One Piece. I guess it's there, but I'm like, nah, I'm sure. I was like, yeah, I'll give it a look. I'm looking for a little short series to get into. And he's like, oh, no, it's actually nearly 1,000 episodes at the time. And I was like, whoa, that's crazy. And he goes, oh yeah, dude, there's this one character named Zoro, and his backstory is so sad. And I was like, I bet it. I'm sure it is. I don't know what the backstory of Zoro is, but I'm sure it's sad. yeah, I can't imagine losing someone to the stairs. I mean, what do I know? He's like, yeah. Anyways, you guys seem kind of chill. Me and the two ladies I'm with. Yeah, anyways, we're throwing a party here this Saturday. It's like a hallway of an anime store. And he's like, yeah, we're throwing a party here this Saturday. Okay, what happened to COVID? And he was like, yeah, we're going to invite everyone we know, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be so sick. And I'm like, okay. And then he goes, yeah, no, you guys are welcome. Saturday, bring whoever you want. And I'm like, all right, okay. And then he goes, yeah, anyways, you sure you don't want a beer? And I'm like, I'm good. And then, of course, someone leaves the store, and then he lets us in. And we're like, cool. Awesome, we're in. So, 3 different stories take place here. It's like a real One Piece arc where every character gets split in different directions. What happens to me is Jaden and I walk in, and we're looking at figures. And Jaden and I are looking at One Piece figures, but Deanna was still watching. So I said, oh, Deanna, don't come here. I push her away slightly, not knowing what could happen. But then I have a fan come up to me and say, hey, Alfred, can I take a picture? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And I'm, take a picture. And then we're having a little conversation. And that's story A. And then story B, one of the workers there recognizes Jaden. So now they're talking to her about anime, which leaves Deanna all alone. And when girl is in anime store alone, the bouncer comes in and says, hey, girl, where are you from? And then she just panics and goes, North Carolina? And then he just goes, all right, cool, yeah. Yeah, that's sick. I'm from Nepal. And she goes, cool. And he goes, you know about Nepal? And she goes, yeah, I know about Nepal. And he goes, how? And she's panicking. And she just goes, school? Social studies? And he just goes, yeah, that makes sense, huh? Anyways, can I offer you a shot of vodka? And she's like, no, I'm okay. He goes, hey, let me show you something in the back. And then Deanna is panicked, doesn't know what to do, so he starts leaving. She's following him, and I have all my close friends are women sensors start going off. I was like, all right, sorry, fan, I gotta go. I grab Jaden, and we just follow with her. And now we're in the back of the anime store. It's outside, by the way. We're looking at the back. And all they wanted to show us was a mural. It was a Pokemon mural. And he was like, yeah, no, I own this place. And I was like, oh, the bouncer is the owner. He's like, no, I own this place, and I commissioned this awesome mural. And I go, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. And then this younger guy comes out the back door, good-looking guy. And then he goes, oh, by the way, this is Maurice. This is the guy who painted all this with spray cans. He's Brazilian, he loves Pokemon, and he's single, and he skateboards. Like, what more could a woman ask for? He looks at us, and he goes, are y'all single? And the correct answer for all of us at the time was yes. But I think we were just in this paralysis, right? Like, we didn't even know what the answer was. So we just kind of paused, and then Deanna just goes, no, we're not. And he goes, yeah, neither is he. You know what I mean. And then, so I did not know. He is saying, anyways, we're hosting this party this week, right? This weekend, you guys gotta come. And then we're like, yeah, we'll be there. Because it's easier to say yes in this situation. Yeah, we'll be there. And he goes, yeah, you can get in if you have money, drinks, weed, or women. And you, my friend, points at me, got 2 of them. So, all of us take a step back at that one. And we just go, I think we should leave. But we're like, yeah, we'll be there. We just gotta go. And then he goes, all right, yeah. I'm sure I'll see you Saturday, right? And we're like, definitely. Yeah, we noped out. And then I still wanted to buy something. They had this cool Zorro skateboard that I was like, I'd love to put this on my wall. That sounds sick. So I went to buy it. And then the guy goes I was like, oh, dude, this is actually from One Piece. And I go, oh shit, I'm buying a One Piece. Oh my god, I've lied already. Oh my god, I go, oh, really? I'm just buying this for a friend. And then he looks at me and goes, yeah, you must be a good friend then, man. And I go, whew. It's like, I don't watch One Piece. I just have a friend who likes this character. I saved it. We're back. And then he goes, hey man, would you like to take a photo with this for our Instagram? Which I'm sure he asks everyone that. But for me, I'm like, as Jacob, I didn't care. But as Alpharad, I didn't want to. You know what I mean? I was like, he goes, do you want to take a picture with it for the Instagram? And I go, no. And he goes, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the women. And now Deanna and Jaden are in this paralysis where they don't know what to do. Let me see if I can find this picture. Still May. Okay, this is worth it. Also, as I'm scrolling, I found a picture of Smash 4 Cloud Nair. So, not the first time I've had this conversation. Also, I forgot about this, though. Here's the time I played Among Us with Jack Black. Anyways. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay, well, let me crop it real quick so I can cut out the name of the place. Here we go. Look at this picture of two women who feel very comfortable. Wait, let me just... Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, awesome. Awesome experience. Keep in mind, he's taking the picture of them, and he's like 3 feet away taking the picture, right? And then I'm standing next to him, and he goes, so you'll be here Saturday, right? No, the story's not over, by the way. He goes, you'll be here Saturday, right? And I'm like, yeah, we will. And he goes, yeah, good, because like we have fun here, you know? Yep. Yeah, I believe you. And he goes, yeah, but like, you know, the store doesn't really make any money. You know what I mean? And I go, what do you mean? He says, well, I mean, it's anime figures, right? Like, you buy them, you sell them, there's not a lot of money to be made. So if you or anyone else you know need any cocaine, let me know. And I go, oh! Okay. And he goes, do you want some? I go, no, I'm good. I'm actually like, I'm great. Yeah. Thank you. We'll see you Saturday. He goes, see you Saturday. And then we leave. We leave. And on the way home, I'm like, what if we win? And they were like, no. And I was like, yeah, I know. I know that's the correct answer. I know. This was like Monday, for the record. It's like Monday. And yeah, so then we went home. I had a friend coming in town, Mr. Play on Sunday, Minecraft Matthew. He was visiting me. And I told him this whole story, and he was like, no shot. Oh, no shot. And keep in mind, I have been to this anime store several times, never had an interaction like that. It was just when I brought 2 women in, where suddenly I'm the talk of the town. So Play on Sunday says like, we gotta go. I gotta see this place, right? And I'm like, fine, we can go. Keep in mind, Saturday has not happened yet. Saturday has not happened. So Sunday and I go. And it's a very normal anime store, but then we walk in, and the guy, the bouncer, the owner, is in the back of the place playing, DJing on all the speakers, playing the worst fucking remix I've heard of the Gurren Lagann opening. That but trap was how I describe it. And look, they had more skateboards there, like more skateboards of anime characters and everything like that. And they had a Sasuke one, and I was like, I'm gonna get that for Joe, right? And I'm looking over it, and I see him. He looks at me and goes, yeah, you like those skateboards, huh? Some guy just bought a Zoro one recently, but we had one not too long ago. And then I go, okay. And I'm like, is my ego going to get in the way here of the story? And I go, oh, that was me. I said, that was actually me who bought that. That was me. And he goes, oh, you came in with the two females, right? And I go, that was me with the females. And he goes, oh man, honestly, you're kind of a good looking guy. And I go, now I'm just confused. Like, I go, thanks. And then he says, yeah, I didn't even notice last time because, you know, like, I feel like females are just so good at like taking our shine. You know what I'm saying? And I go, yeah, brother, I know what you're saying. Because I think in these moments, the best thing I can do is agree, right? I think if I don't agree, it's a problem. So I'm like, yeah, man. And then he goes, yeah, I feel like no matter how good you look, like women always take the spotlight from you. Yeah, man, can't live with them, can't live without him. And he goes, you just come up with that? And I go, yeah. I just off the dome, man. He's like, no, that's so true, though. That's so true. And I go, it is so true. And then he's like, you're going to be here Saturday, though, right? Bring the girls, too. And I go, yeah, I'll be here Saturday. I'll be here Saturday. And he goes, all right. See ya, man. Take care. Enjoy the new skateboard. And I go, I will. And I go home. And I call Jaden and Deanna immediately and tell them the story. And I'm like, it's getting crazier. It's getting crazier. And then Saturday rolls around, and I'm like, I just message the group chat. I'm like, just putting feelers out there. Who wants to go? And everyone said, nobody. And I go, that's fair. I just want to see how far the story goes. But you're right. We shouldn't go. We should not go. Right? Right? We shouldn't go. We did not go. I will just say that right now. We did not go. But I was curious. So, on Sunday, I mean, they said the party was in an anime store. So, I promised Deanna and Jane I wouldn't go to the party. But Sunday, I show up at Open. Because I'm like, this has to be a mess. This has to be an absolute mess of an anime store. It opens at like 2 p.m. or something. It's late. So, then I walk over. I'm there. And I walk in, and then the guy says, keep in mind, chat, I did not go. Then the bouncer comes up to me and goes, my man, grabs me, pulls me in, hugs me like one arm on the back, and goes, man, you were a beast last night. So, one of three things happened. One, I went and didn't know, which I think is unlikely. Two, someone who looks a lot like me went. Possible. Three, he is an addict with an awful memory. Who's to say which story that is? He was like, he just dapped me up and said, like, you were a beast, man. I'll see you next week. And I was like, yes, you will. I didn't go back to that store for a while. But maybe a couple weeks later, there was food on the strip. So I stopped by. And, oh, also, in that same thing, he told me again, he offered cocaine and said, like, hey, man, we're closed on Monday, Tuesday if you want some private viewing of the anime figure. And I was like, thanks. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. And so... fast forward a few weeks later. Why do you keep going back? So I can tell the story right now. That's the reason I do it most things. After that, I went back to the store and I didn't see him there. The bouncer, the owner, was no longer there. And I kept going back like once a week and he was never there. He was never there. And then one time I asked, I was like, hey, where is this guy? And the other owner's like, oh, he doesn't work here anymore. He went back to Nepal. And then I go, that's interesting. And I went through some snooping, went through the following list of the store's Instagram, which I knew existed. And I went and found his Instagrams. And sure enough, he does not keep a lot of secrets on there. Sure enough, he was in Nepal. But not just in Nepal. He said the cops were after him and he fled the country. And that is the end of the story. Legitimately, his Instagram story. That was an Instagram story where he revealed that information, by the way. And now that is actually the end of the saga. That is, I think, the craziest story I have. Yeah, also, if you're trying to flee the country, putting it on Instagram is not the best idea. I think, personally, yeah, I do think that is the best story I own. Everyone has their best story, right? We're in Jaden, can you come here real quick, please? I need a vouch. I need a vouch just so you guys fully understand. Jaden, I told the entire story surrounding this picture.
Yeah.
Can you confirm that everything I said is true?
I can confirm. It was the gift that kept on giving. I never tell that story because I don't have the stamina to tell
It's
that
a lengthy
story.
one. Even if I try to cut it down, it's still like a 10-15 minute story.
Yeah,
like it's
because there's just so much to it. And there's no way to, like, shorten it because things just keep happening.
it's a well-written story because like things keep coming back, you know?
Yeah, it's like everything ties into everything else.
Do you have a favorite part of the story?
I think the start is very strong. I think I just like how we were really just women. You know?
You were a +2 to me.
Yeah,
Man.
the men are talking here. I think that's just... I'm also biased because that was the part that I was involved in the most. I like him saying, "You guys single?" and Deanna answering for all of us.
Yeah. I think it was like we all knew what the correct answer was, but we were all just terrified.
In those moments, you always know you're supposed to say no,
Uh-huh.
but you're also scared because you're like, what if they find out for no reason?
It was like probably like 3 seconds of silence, but it felt like an eternity. And then that part where I went the second time and he like kind of hit on me. I think that was the most confusing part of everything.
He called you handsome or something.
He said, he's like, dude, you look good. And I'm like, thanks. And he was like, yeah, women just be stealing our shine, you know?
I think that was a nice wholesome moment for the
For like
guys.
3 seconds. It was a wholesome moment for 3 seconds before it became misogynistic.
Yeah.
I think every person you know has like that one story where it's like their best story, and that's easily mine. It's a 3-parter. Kind of a 3.5. There's an epilogue to it.
There's like a beginning, middle, end, and where are they now?
Yeah. Everyone knew the story. I told it so many times, like right after it happened. Chat, you guys got a very rehearsed version of that story because it's been curated over the years. Jaden always says, she says I need to do story time stuff, and that is definitely one where I do need to.
You just have so many batshit insane stories because people just come up to you and talk to you.
It's like people don't believe half the stories I say, and I think it's funny when people start hanging out with me because I know Jaden and I were at the airport once. This was like early on in our friendship. We were at the airport, and I went a little ahead of Jaden in security and like TSA because I was just up ahead, and there was just like this very sassy, like wise gay man in front of me. Something beach sand came up, and then he just like looked back and says, He just goes like a It was like, well, babe, life's a beach. And just then flipped his sunglasses down off his top of his head and goes, and I'm just playing in the sand. And then just struts off.
Through the security.
Through the TSA. Which also, it's a fucking Lil Wayne bar, first off. Like, it's not even original. That's No Love by Lil Wayne featuring Eminem. But yeah, that happened, and Jaden was like, what the fuck? I was 3 feet away and I missed it. And then I was like, I point him out, and he's at the airport bar, sunglasses still on.
People just give you stories. And then like later on after we landed.
Oh yeah, you were like, did that really happen? And I'm like, yes. And then
like we landed, we're in a different state now, and some other guy walks up to you and starts talking.
Oh, because I was wearing a shirt that said OU, which is University of Oklahoma, and we're also in Arizona now, and the guy just goes like, "Oh yeah, you went to Ohio University," which also it's a different fucking logo. It's only the logo of the shirt. It doesn't say it's just the logo of University of Oklahoma. And he sees it and he goes, "Oh, you went to Ohio University too?" And I'm like, "You should know what your logo looks like." And I just go, "Yeah, man." And then I don't remember what the mascot is. And he said like, "Oh yeah, go blank." I was like, "Yeah, man, go blank. I love school." And then we just talk about University of Ohio. And then we walk away, and Jaden was standing right next to me, and she just goes, "I don't get it, but I believe every story now."